ZoomInfo. Welcome, Victor Oliveros, VP of Product Management. Super excited to host you here. And yeah, how are you doing?
Doing great, Julia. How are you? Thanks for having me.
We are excited to see some agentic AI tech in action, especially from ZoomInfo. Let's get into it.
Absolutely. Let's jump into it. I'm going to go through a couple of context slides just to set this, just to frame the demo. I promise this will be quick because I know what people really want to see is live product, and that's what we're going to get to today. Um, So at ZoomInfo, one of the things that we're obsessed about is data, and it's providing data to enterprise, mid-market, and SMB companies. And one thing that we've learned as an industry in the past couple of years is bad data quality is the AI solution killer. If AI doesn't have access to the right data, especially in the enterprise and B2B space, it doesn't have the ability to provide insights that can move the needle. In addition to that, go-to-market data is constantly changing, right? What happens on December 31st and every year, January 1st, companies change, companies grow, companies shrink, and things like that. And so this is something that we always emphasize is not only do agents have to have access to the broadest possible data for its context, it also has to get that data updated all the time because an outdated insight loses the user's trust. So in this case, the go-to-market intelligence platform is built on our data universe. I'm talking about that because that's what our agents are going to help people navigate. 100 million companies, 500 million contacts, billions of signals. From company data, contact data, signals, custom activities, and things like that. The thing we're using agents for at ZoomInfo, we know that we have hundreds of millions of potential buyers and contacts out there. The feedback we've always gotten is how do we give that power to every seller? And how do we give that power to every seller with as little effort on their part as possible? This is why I'm demoing Go-to-Market Copilot Workspace today. What it does is that it brings all of ZoomInfo's data universe to every seller's fingertips. And so I'm going to jump into the live demo. So this is our latest product called Copilot Workspace. And what it is it's meant for account executives, account managers, SDRs, BDRs to be able to easily navigate ZoomInfo's data universe using agents. They can type anything here from something like, I need to find tech companies in the Bay Area whose revenue is above 100 million, to healthcare, to education, to financial services, and so on. What that does is that it sends an agent off, goes into the ZoomInfo's data universe, and actually provides a list of target companies, accounts, and contacts to the users themselves. So you can see here some enterprise prospect targets. You have their headcount, their revenue, their marketing budget, even intelligent insights like the recommended signals on why these companies are important to the account executive. So for today, let's pretend I'm an account executive and I'm a full cycle AE, which means that I have to prospect, I have to sell, I have to renew, I have to close deals, I do everything, which is becoming more and more common. I could go through all these accounts and handpick and research these manually, but that would take hours and days. Instead, I'm going to ask the ZoomInfo agent to pick the top 10 most likely to buy accounts out of millions and do that heavy lifting for me. So all I have to do is click on this Ask Copilot button, and I could say something like, recommend the top 10 recommend the top 10 most likely companies to buy in this prospect list. It's the next generation of sales prospecting, which is I know what I need as a user. There's no complexity to me. I give all that complexity to the ZoomInfo agent, and it's going to know about my products, know what I've been selling, know about my company, and know who my target customer is. And it's going to use all that context to narrow tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of prospects into the 10 I can focus on this week. So you can see that there's significant reasoning happening here. But to fast forward, here it is. 10 most likely to buy prospects, their budget for a marketing solution, who they are, what they do, and what signals that the agent is finding. So with one request, we saved AEs everywhere, dozens of hours a week in terms of finding the right prospects to sell to. But we're not going to stop there because the next step is I need to know who to sell to in these companies, right? And so I'm going to say something like, create a buyer engagement map for Creatio. And what that's going to do is that it's going to go back into the ZoomInfo data universe, look at Creatio as a company, and it's going to look at the top contacts that are most likely to be interested in the thing that I'm selling as a seller. Again, we call it Copilot because the moniker really fits, right? It's doing work on my behalf. It's finding the data, searching for contacts. So if we fast forward here, I pre-created a buyer engagement map for Strive Health. And what it does is it actually brings up all the contacts that would be relevant to what I'm selling. So if I scroll down here, let's go to Vice President of Clinical Informatics Education. I have their contact info. I can draft an email straight from here. I don't even have to go anywhere else. So I'm going to click on this. And what the agent's going to do now is that it's shifted from a prospecting agent to a outreach agent. And it's going to take all we know about Kristen, her company, her goals, what motivates them, what do they need, and it's going to come up with a bespoke email based on all that context as outreach. So what that something like that looks like is Strive's expansion with Zing Health across Mississippi, Ohio, and Tennessee caught my attention. You can see how specific and context aware this email agent is because of the data and has context too. So again, as an AE, I can find the prospects within minutes, generate outreach to them, and actually send it from the same single pane of glass, or import it with our many partnerships into our outreach integration, other cadence tools, and into Salesforce as well. So that's how we're changing enterprise prospecting with ZoomInfo agents. The next thing I want to show is a lot of asks I get whenever I talk to our customers, and I spend a lot of time with our customers, is how can my account executives and account managers prioritize their day? We're giving them more accounts to handle than ever. I need them to focus on the most important ones. And the thing is, there's too much going on across somebody's accounts for them to be able to prioritize efficiently. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the ZoomInfo agent to just take a look at my accounts and prioritize my day for me. So I could say something like, from the accounts on this view, which should I prioritize today? It's going to look at CRM data, ZoomInfo data, current news, happenings, and all the context in the ZoomInfo data universe. And it's actually going to give me a list of accounts of, Victor, we know you have limited time. Here's what you got to spend your time on. So fast forwarding there, it goes, here's the immediate priority. Focus on these accounts. Let's focus on Hyatt hotels. I need to know why it's giving me a high risk signal there. So give me deep account research on it. And what it's going to do then is it's shifting from a account risk agent, now passing the baton over to a account research agent, all within the same platform. And what that's going to do is, as a seller, before I would Google, I would go to LinkedIn, I would text my colleagues and figure out, hey, what's going on with Hyatt? Why are my champions leaving? Are there layoffs coming? Is there hiring new C-suite executives? I don't have to do that anymore. I could just actually go to Copilot Workspace and have it synthesize all that information for me. So in this case, it breaks down firmographics, current news, financial performance, and even key leadership team stakeholders. So number one cause for deals not going through is usually the buying group is the wrong buying group or my champion left. So in this case, I already have the list of potential champions that I need to reach out to. And similar to what we did earlier, I can use the same user interface to actually go through the list, learn about each of these people, and at the end of the day, say, I'm going to reach out to Alex. I need to draft an email about them. And then ZoomInfo's agents do the rest of the work. So that's ZoomInfo Copilot Workspace. It's the easiest way to find prospects, prioritize accounts, all using the ZoomInfo data universe. So I'll pause there, Julia, and that's my flyby demo for today.
This is amazing. I don't think that you were presenting this demo anywhere, right, Victor? Or correct me if I'm wrong.
Say that again.
Was there a public massive release, a presentation elsewhere, or
We
is this
wanted to, James Roth, our CRO, and I were talking, and we wanted to give this audience an early preview of, all the feedback we've gotten over the years from, the 40,000 plus ZoomInfo customers. And so we wanted to, there will be a lot of noise and thunder coming down the marketing pipe, but we wanted to give this audience an early preview of what we're doing.
Thank you for that. There are a couple of questions here, and let's address those. What metrics should we track to measure the effectiveness of Copilot's recommendations?
I would say at the end of the day, the only metrics that matter is are the contacts and prospects you find leading to closed deals? Are they leading to shortening deal cycles, increasing win rates? Because at the end of the day, if you find the right person in the right company, deals progress. If you find the wrong people in the wrong company, there's always a reason for why a deal gets stalled. So I would focus on the things that really move the needle for your company's P&L.
Amazing. And can you address data privacy and compliance?
Yeah, absolutely. ZoomInfo is that's our number one, two, and three priority, right? ZoomInfo's got all the certifications, data compliance, international compliance, North America, and things like that. We've got a whole team dedicated to just that. So it's something that we talk about every day. And when Henry, our CEO, goes anywhere and talks to our customers, that's the first thing we discuss. And so you can really rest assured that the data you get from ZoomInfo is the right data, and we've captured it the right way.
Thank you so much, Victor. Where should our community go to get a test drive, or is there a test drive or a freemium
Yeah, that's a
instance?
great question. We will absolutely reach out when we would love for you to get your hands on this. We are starting with our current customers who've been clamoring for this. But in the coming months, we will send out some communication to, if you're already a ZoomInfo customer, you'll hear from us for early access. If you're not, please go to our website and reach out to our sales team and mention Copilot Workspace, and we'll meet you there.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.